over the weekend, I opened for Dice for the first time.
What were you in? Where was that?
Atlantic City.
Soldier.
Atlantic City. Right.
Oh, right on.
The same place at the Claridge. Yeah.
Yeah. You could sit in the dressing room and talk to Dice for hours.
Yeah.
I mean, his stories, and I mean, he's Dice. So, I mean, there's just so many.
It's not that you can sit for hours and talk to him. You have to sit for hours and talk to him. Dice will keep you there, whether it's live or on the phone, for fucking hours.
But it is, I mean, listen, it is kind of amazing, just the stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he was at one time the biggest act in fucking
Madison Square Garden, 3 nights, sold out. Just fucking huge. And he's still out there. He's still out there doing it, man. I love the guy. He's a story unto himself, man.
He's fun to talk to.
What year did you start, Rich?
I remember my first gig. I picked up Henny Youngman at the Improv to drive. No, I think I've been Sunday.
I got this take my wife bit idea.
Sunday, I celebrated 35 years sober. So I was doing comedy. Thank you.
Got to do the applause.
Thank you. I was doing comedy for 3 years, I guess 2 or 3 years before, high. So I've been doing it at least 37, 38 years.
Oh my God.
Okay, so you were in it when he was massive, just the biggest star in the world.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you, the first time I met him, this is what a piece of shit Norton and Florentine are. Really, Norton.
I'm not even going to argue.
And I'm sure I tell these stories, but there's always new listeners or people that haven't heard them. We were in LA taping. Louis Anderson had this show where they were taping on the Santa Monica Pier. It was like an evening at the Improv or what. But
it was
Louis
Young
Anderson
Comedians,
hosted.
right?
No, it was like
one of those weekly shows.
Yeah, a weekly.
Okay.
Yeah.
A premium blend, but he was the host.
Every Friday and Saturday night there were fucking comedy shows on. Yeah.
Yeah. So Florentine and Norton, I guess, taped, let's say Wednesday night. We all went down to support each other. Francesi was there, Rich, whoever. To support, sit there in the audience.
And shit on them when they get off.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he was Jammin Jim, wasn't he?
Yeah. No, he was already done with Jammin Jim.
He was done with Jammin Jim? I just seen that headshot back in that old Comics Cafe.
Now he's jamming up my ass, Jim.
So I was doing a gig once, and I didn't. And I walk into the condo, and he's there. I go, "What the fuck are you doing here?" And he goes, "Oh, we're going to share it." He had long hair. I go, "Who are you?" He goes, "Jammin Jim." And he heard me call the guy that booked me. I go, "Look it, I don't share a condo, and I don't work with anybody named Jammin Jim."
Jammin Jim.
He's standing right next to me. I don't. He's going, "This guy's a fucking asshole." So anyhow,
you were right to say it.
Jammin Jim is so bad.
So we're going to support each other as we're filming. So they filmed the night before. Then we go to the store after it, and Dice is there. So Norton and Florentine are like fucking groupie chicks.
Oh, no shit.
Oh, you had to see them.
It
was like, anyhow, somehow he took a liking to him.
Oh, Mr. Clay, I'm Jammin Jim.
And Norton with his parachute pants and his he wasn't bald yet, but he had little hair and his blinking eyes, his fucking blinky eyes like you're stopping at a fucking light or something. It's
like a POW trying to get an SOS out.
It's like
permanent sandstorm.
It's like if Gilligan had a flashlight. His fucking eyes are blinking. So they meet Dice. So the next night I'm performing, doing my tape, and I'm waiting for them to come down and hang out and support. And they didn't. I go, "Where the fuck?"
Oh, no.
They went furniture shopping with Dice. He took them furniture.
Oh, no. Is that Jammin Jim?
This is from the Louis Anderson night. Yeah.
That's it. Jammin Jim.
Oh, this is the night.
Yeah, look at Norton.
And Florentine.
Look at those. Oh, he and I wore the same pants.
Oh, those big pants.
Oh,
Look at with his little hair. Doesn't it look like they put that body on that little head?
He should have been jamming a shotgun in his mouth.
Look at fucking human peasants.
Hopefully the trigger doesn't Jammin Jim.
Sit next to Nana's table.
I can't believe candy isn't coming out of Norton's neck.
Of course, the Nikes next to the fucking.
Look at him, he stinks. Those aren't Nikes. Those are fucking like basics or like
Nike offs.
No, that's a set of LA gears resting on that.
Yeah.
Look at Florentine. I'm surprised he's not carrying a surfboard.
Oh my God, Florentine looks like a child star that grew up and can't get work.
He looks like he plays for the Duke lacrosse team.
Yeah, he definitely has a date rapist look to him, doesn't he?
Horrible.
Then you just put Rufinol in the drink and it's fine. She'll do anything.
Look, get the couches out of the room.
Here comes Chris Hansen walking in the room.
Yeah. You go by the name of Jammin Jim.
Hey, you want a cookie? Look at Norton's sitting there like he's some major headliner. Look at
he's all relaxed.
He's all like, "Hey, I already filmed. I already took my fucking. I did my show."
Were you taking the picture, Rich?
I don't know. No, I don't. I probably didn't have a camera. Fran Casey was taking the pictures because there was just a couple of them floating around of all of us. But the fact that they blew me off to go furnish. You know, that looks like a good sofa, Mr. Dice.
Furniture shopping with Dice. What do you think it is? Like it's a chase lounge. What do I chase it? Oh, that's funny, Dice.
The feature's job is to watch the headliners shop, and it's like they weren't even working with them.
And there's Rich at the same time on stage, looking out like a kid at a recital, looking for their parents. He's just Rich going, "Where are my guys?" Well, I don't know. I would go with the blue sofa, Dice.
What pieces of shit. Yeah. I mean, listen, if Don Rickles or somebody back then called me and said, "Let's go grocery shopping," I would have went. Of course. Yeah. Of course.
Oh,
but I wouldn't have told them. I would have came up with an excuse.
That is really fucking funny. Were you did you have like the Jerry curl hair at that point?
It might have been a ponytail. I only had a Jerry curl for until I think I got sober, and then it started going
makes sense.
Ponytail. But that's how my hair grew.
Yeah, that was another headshot I remember from that Comics Cafe in Buffalo. Was the Jerry curl.
Oh God, it's famous. That is a famous shot, man.
Old clubs used to have the best ones. So many of them are gone now. It sucks because you just see like a wall of people that in their first headshots. I'm sure a lot of people are thankful they're gone.
So many Jufro guys I used to know had to wet that shit down with something. You didn't want to go out there with the big fucking welcome back Cotter afro.
I remember when I got either my first agent or manager, they said, "You got to change your appearance." Because I was getting all this heat in New York.
Yeah, you got to change your appearance.
I know.
Here's a hair cutter and a dentist. Here you go. Go see these people.
Here's a scissor and a toothbrush.
I don't care which way you use them.
Come back when you don't want to play a jack-o'-lantern.
Hey, thank God you did something, Rich. Come on. There are people that still go around like that. You fucking decided to, fix yourself up. A lot of people don't do it. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
That is bizarre.
Oh, you were definitely still using crack.
No, but let me tell you something. No, my teeth weren't that rotten, were they? Anyhow.
I don't know.
I can't tell you.
Your act was.
I don't listen. Listen to me. Left out. Look, can I call you? Left Out.
Left Out is good. Hey, it's Anthony Left Out. Tony Left Out.
Tony not invited.
We know Tony Left Out was. I just saw Tony Left Out at the club the other night. He was in the joint.
In the 80s, comics were like rock stars.
Yeah.
With women. Look how I looked. And I was.
You were still
with some of the best looking people on the planet. I'm going. It's amazing.
All right. Now I think you're exaggerating.
No, I'm serious.
Best looking in the context of comedy fan women.
No, listen. Now you could ask Florentine or Norton. Listen to me. I'm an all-star.
Florentine was getting A-listers.
No, I was sending my leftovers to
Florentine. Florentine had to be getting hotter chicks than fucking Boss back then.
I'm telling you, I was funnier. It was not how you looked; it's who was funnier.
Oh my God!
Look at
then. Poor Jammin Jim must have been.
But the problem was
with groupies, they don't want to usually bang the opener. Oh my! That's a fucking headshot.
He's got a great story. Oh, he was Jammin Jim. I thought
he was Jammin Jim.
Ew, that's even worse. Look, Jammin Jim fucked a girl that thought he was Bon Jovi one night. I love that story.
Oh, that's probably true, though.
And then she invited him to come to her barbecue the next day.
Oh.
Because she was so excited that she was with Bon Jovi. Oh, it's such a great story. He's the worst.
He looks
like rape? It's definitely rape now.
Well, what's with his chest hair? Who did that? The guy that does the field at City Field?
Is that his chest hair? I thought it was what he wrote to the club.
That's what he wrote to the club, dummy.
It looks like chest hair.
Yeah, his chest hair came out like "thank you." It was a great weekend.
It's all scribble.
You fucking
his
idiot.
chest hair looks like scribble. I thought he was Armenian.
Look at it. He looks like a low-budget Robert Plant.
He really does look like a. Look at him.
He does look like Robert Plant.
But
I'm surprised he didn't pull him on that.
You aren't. We could all laugh. But in the 80s, that guy's knocking down pussy like fucking no one's business.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. And also, he's getting knocked down like he's pussy.
Come on.
Look at him.
Fuck you, Rich.
If he went to prison with that haircut, are you kidding me?
I'm John Bon Jovi. Yeah. I'm a cowboy.
That's when you're going to need a toothbrush and scissors.
I'm wanted dead or alive, okay? Like, how did she not know that with that voice he wasn't Bon Jovi?
Yeah, all of a sudden Bon Jovi's opening for some
Rich.
Opening for Fred Stoller in Rascal.
Yeah. Fred Stoller.
She probably just thought he was in Cinderella.
Opening for Margaret Smith.
He should have picked like a guitarist for fucking, something. Fucking Slaughter. He's Slaughter's guitarist.
There's a picture of all of us at
nobody would
Woodstock.
question it.
Yeah.
There's a picture of all of us at Woodstock 94 sitting out somewhere. I don't know where it is. And we're all sitting, just like 20 of us.
Oh, yeah. There is some great fucking pictures from Woodstock 94 of you guys. That had to be a hell of a fucking gig. Jesus Christ.
We stayed. We just talked about this, I think, on Bobby's thing. We stayed in this gigantic tent. It was like this,
Bobby's shirt.
It was all. And we would go to, and we were sleeping. It was all these like low budget performers, but we were sleeping across on this African dance team. And every morning we wake up, and this guy had a rod about this big, and we would just all wake up and stare at it, amazed how big his rod was.
Just look at a black man's rod.
It was
every morning.
Every morning we woke up and we worshipped it like it was a
gave it the Wakanda salute and fucking
like it was a totem pole.
Calling it Joe Boo and lighting candles around
a scrotum pole.
A scrotum pole. Oh, why didn't I think of that?
I'm the best that hasn't been there. Dude,
play up.
You fucking that's
Did
hilarious.
you ever do Bonnaroo after 2004? Because I saw you there when I first started comedy. And I went into the tent. Everybody's on ecstasy. They're huffing. Like, they're just shooting doing nitrous balloons and shit. And Rich goes up on stage, and I only had seen him on Last Comic and Def Jam, and just insults everyone for 20 straight minutes. And the room was silent, and I was fucking crying because I hated hippies. And I just remember Rich, like, we didn't know each other or anything, but he just kept looking back. He's like, I like that guy. And I was just crying because he was just deliberately upsetting every single hippie.
Everyone that was drugged up and wanted to fucking have a good time.
Yes. It was one of my favorite sets ever.
They just came in there because it was air conditioning.
Yeah,
they did. They did not want to see a comedy set. They were offended by everything. I went for the comedy. They went for the air conditioning because it was 110 in Tennessee.
They're all doped up. They think their dad came out and is yelling at them.
Dude, it was so funny. He's like, just talking about, he's like asking this girl why she doesn't shave her pit hair. Just like pointing out one by one and shitting on him. It was so goddamn fun to watch. Just breaking the spirit of every hippie.
Do you like doing festivals, Rich? Did you like all those festival shows? Or
I loved when I hosted Woodstock because
that's fucking huge.
That was cool. You know, I had because one, they took us off into a hotel. We stayed at a hotel at Turning Stone. The big show, like the Virus tour, was great because we were in and out the same night. Also,
yeah, we didn't have to stay over. Yeah,
and plus we got to work with our friends. Anytime you're working with friends, you're gonna have a good time, backstage or whatever. You know.
Those were such fun shows. When we would do the signings at the end of the show, and we're all just lined up at a bunch of tables pushed together, and they'd pass posters and shirts down, and the fucking, because we were all competing on who could shit on the people best. Our fans would just file past, and Patrice would just fire something off at some poor bastard, or this one's getting ragged on because she's got beautiful giant tits, and this one, and it was just nonsense. And then how offensive what we wrote to them could possibly be. Yeah, I would cry laughing at some of the shit that Jimmy was doing, and just really fun times, man. Those are some hilarious shows, traveling around with a bunch of really funny people. It was great.
But the only problem was sometimes, you know, those shows lasted 3-4 hours.
Oh,
whatever.
my God, yeah.
And then we go out and sign, and you would see the line as a fucking and you're going, oh, Jesus Christ.
It's going to take forever.
You know, guys like Lewis Black or Regan, like, fuck this, they already left. But the regulars had to stay there.
Yep.
You know, like Bobby or me or Norton or Patrice. You know.
And sign the same shit for the same person 3 times.
I know.
Like, don't you have my shit? Okay, all right then. All right, Bobo, don't you have this already? Yeah, but this is a different shirt.
He's just selling it.
Yeah.
And they're just hanging it in their mom's basement where they live. and they're all like fucking Rupert Pumpkin. And
Rupert Pumpkin, Mr. Pumpkin. I'll wait.
But fucking true.
I'll wait.
Festival shows.
Yeah.
Anytime like I said, you're working with friends, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Woodstock 94, there was like 25 of us from New York.
Holy
but it was,
shit.
you know, me, Norton, Florentine, Levy, Jameson was on stage. In 94, we were doing small stages, right? Around the whole. And Jameson was on.
What was Jameson, like 12?
He was on. It was just. And on the big stage was Melissa Etheridge. So no one could really hear him. All we saw was a bottle of piss flying past his head.
Shit.
Go flying past his head. It almost took out Jameson.
Oh, fuck.
And here's the best story that's been told.
A lesbian's piss?
Yeah, had to be.
So when there was buses that would come into 94, you know, and they would drop off the workers and whatever, and they would walk down this long dirt road into the festival. And as you're walking down this long dirt road, you know, 2 buses pull up, 50 people come walking out, festival workers, whatever. All the outhouses, there was like 10 outhouses. So we were in having lunch, and they were having beef stew. So Dub Norton takes a plate of beef stew,
Oh, no.
walks to the outhouse, has 1 foot in the outhouse and 1 foot out, with the door open, as if people are walking by eating the beef stew going, it's not that bad. And they're all looking at him going, oh.
Yeah.
And Woodstock 94 is where Jeff Ross came up with those poems. Remember, he used to do those poems on stage. Whatever.
Jeff?
Yeah, he used to do poems before he became the roast master. Whatever.
Oh yeah, he did it on like Lounge Lizards or that weird old Comedy Central show. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
I think the best was, 94 was the best for everybody. Just being backstage, I hosted a show at the Washington Monument. It was a recovery awareness event, and it was probably about 10,000 people, and there was no, but I got the gig, but I'm hosting for like Steven Tyler, Sheryl Crow, there were speakers and stuff. So it's cool to be backstage, you know what I mean? And part of, and you go out, and I remember Steven Tyler walked by, and
did he look like an old woman at this point, or was it?
Yeah, but I go, where you coming from, Parento's show? And he stopped. He goes, how the fuck you know him, right? Or something. So, stuff like that is cool, but it's not as fun as being with your friends. Honestly.
Yeah. It was constant joking and goofing around and shit. That's funny.
10,000 people, though, in recovery, it's got to feel good. No, I like doing any recovery show. They've done so many terrible things in their life that you are allowed to get away with almost anything. Where there's just this lack of judgment. You don't want to go too far in certain subjects, but for the most part, it really is a rewarding thing just based on the audience. It's like you can't really rob your grandma for crack and then judge me, on my comedy.
I used to do it. It's funny because I used to do a bit, people in NA or in a 12-step program. I shouldn't say that. Today, I robbed my grandmother. I kicked this lady down the stairs, but I didn't get high today. You're a winner.
Yeah. What a guy.
What a guy. The DC
they give
thing
him a chip.
Yeah, they give him a chip. Keep coming
Little
back.
prize.
Keep coming back. 12-step recovery shows. So I was in Palm Springs, California. So I was doing a 12-step convention.
There's a lot of rehab there too.
What's that?
There's a lot of programs there too. That's a big one. Yeah.
Well, this was the second biggest convention beside World Convention is the biggest. People from, but this one up in Palm Springs. So I brought this comic to open for me, and we're walking through the pool area, and it looked like the prison yard. There's dudes with fucking gang tattoos, Aryan tattoos, SWAT, but they're in recovery.
Now it's supposed to look like, the glamorous Palm Springs kind of hotel with the pool. It looks like the yard.
Meanwhile, guy's back is a Grim Reaper holding a baby.
Yes.
See this? Not welcome.
He bailed. He went home.
Oh, wow.
And when I did the show that night, it was one of the best shows I've ever done in my life. It was unbelievable. Just the stuff. But I did a show in like a county jail, but it was almost a prison. And I'm on stage.
I've done it, yeah.
And I
those aren't that bad.
Prison. No, I was trashing this guy.
Yeah.
I was trashing this guy. He goes, I'm going to fuck you up. I go, no, you're not, because I'm leaving. You're not.
Oh, shit.
You've done them, Dave. You've done prisons or county jail.
Well, I've done a one very, very minimum security, and I've done some jails. Yeah.
Yeah, this is me.
I've never done. I know some people like that will do maximum that I've talked to, and it sounds crazy. I've never been offered a maximum. I probably would do it just for the experience, but I have done minimum, and you can tell the guys who have been there for a while and are finally just hitting parole versus the ones who didn't really do anything. Because there's like the white collar criminal, or like that guy's clearly a gang leader who's just turning 80.
Yeah,
like you can sort of tell the murderers from the guys who embezzled.
No shit.
I knew a comic. I think it was Lance Montalto. I think it was him. He was a guitar act. When he did a prison, he would do a sing along, and he'd go, "Okay, now rapists." All right.
Rapists only now. Rapists only.
Now armed robbers.
Oh, that's funny.
That was the best guitar act story I've ever heard.
Yeah, no shit.
It's fucking great. It's so fucking funny. He go, okay, first degree murderers, join in.